Hey everybody, welcome out to the show Board Game Reviews. This is a YouTube channel dedicated to the tabletop gaming hobby, and this week we're looking at the game of Windward. Windward is a 1 to 5 player adventure nautical game where players are going to play cooperatively or competitively across this grand planet right here, trying to harvest resources to get the most notoriety and win the game. Now this is a 1 to 5 player game that can be either played cooperatively or competitively, and this is a video that's part of a video series looking at this game. In this video itself, we're going to give you a quick overview of exactly what the game is. But if you just want to see some sample gameplay, get a full review, or actually learn how to play the game, check out the videos in the series. If you have any comments or questions, make sure you leave them down in the YouTube comments below. I will definitely get to them as quick as I can. You can also feel free to email me at off-the-shelf-board-game-reviews. That's otsbgr@gmail.com. I'll be sure to answer your email as quick as I can. And if you enjoyed this content, and if you enjoyed this video series, think about tossing $1 over in the tip jar over on Patreon. Patreon.com/otsbgr. Just $1 in the tip jar can help me cover my costs and help the channel keep growing strong. Now, if you don't want to put any money in the tip jar, think about subscribing, think about sharing, and think about liking these videos. That can help the video channel also keep growing strong. Come on back after the break for a full, quick overview of the game of Windward. In the game of Windward, every single player is a captain across this grand planet, this grand giant gas planet, where everything is the age of sail meets nautical gameplay on a space-age planet with a giant base in the center, our spaceport, and our wonderful ships of sail that are going all the way across this grand planet with our only goal to become the most notorious captain, to gain all the resources, gain the money, cash them in, and win the game at the end of the game. Every single turn is going to start with the beginning of the round, and during the beginning of the round, we're going to have to adjust the wind because this game is much influenced by the age of sails. And while this may be a space-age game on a wonderful foreign planet, this is heavily influenced by nautical age of sail because the winds are going to influence the way our ships can sail. Because our ships can sail in the direction of the wind, but our ships can never sail against the wind unless we zigzag and cut across and cut the wind to manage to travel across this giant gas planet while we're working competitively or cooperatively in an effort to hunt down these great Crester whales, to harvest their resources, to gain gas, to gain notoriety from cashing in their teeth by bringing these teeth back to town, score those victory points, and win the game. On a single player's turn, the players get a lot of options on things they can do, and the nice thing about this game is your turn is not really dictated for you. In a lot of games, it's very common for the game to say, do this, then wrap up your turn, next player gets scale. This game doesn't do this. This game has a very organic, very nice, open flowing phase because every single player at the start of their turn, they have a whole bunch of options that are available to them. They can do them in any order, even break them up, do a little bit of one thing, do a little bit of another thing, and then go back and do that other thing they're doing a little bit a moment ago, all in an effort to gain that notoriety and win the game. The basic idea of the game is on your turn, you can get a certain amount of movement points on your ship, up to 4 movement points, but you can also send your first mate and your second mate to give you extra abilities to move, and you also spend supplies such as fuel, spend rum to gain the morale for your ship when you need to do extra actions, because morale is going to be very important for you for the next thing you can do in this game, and that's to move around, move your ship, and hunt down these giant red Cresters and attack these red Cresters. And if you win battles versus these Cresters, you can harvest them, gain the resources, such as gaining fuel, because fuel is the main resource for the game. Fuel is used to buy things such as extra supplies, use it to buy cannons, it's used to hire extra crew members that can make your ship and your team much more powerful. And this gas can also be used to buy victory points, because remember, notoriety is the grand victory point. First person to 15 is going to bring the end game about, but not necessarily going to be the winner of this game. Because the winner of this game is going to be the person who has the most amount of notoriety at the end of a round, not just by the person who ends the round, because the person who gets to 15 or higher starts the end game, and after that person ends their turn, every other player gets a chance to take one more full round. If they manage to surpass or tie that player, the game is going to either keep going if they manage to tie, or if they manage to surpass the player who brought the end game about, they will actually possibly be the winner of the game. Of course, unless the next player in player order also beats them to the notoriety. then they will also be the winner of the game. Of course, adding to the complexity and to the fun and the adventure of this game is also influenced by nautical games, and it also has different elevations. And that's one of the fun things about this game. Now, like I said, it's inspired by nautical, which means we have our ships, and that also means we happen to have our longboats. Well, our longboats are going to operate on lower elevations where they can go out there and hunt for the smaller gray cresters, while our ships hunt on the higher elevations where we can go after these grand, giant red cresters. Now, the red cresters are red because they're a little bit angry, which means they're very much aggressive, because if we're not hunting them, they will be hunting us. And these cresters can sink our ships, send our ships down to the bottom of the, I'd like to say Davy Jones's locker, but let's say Davy Jones's gas locker, because this is a gas giant planet. We're not on the water, but either way, if we happen to be sunk or our ships are destroyed, we're going to be sent back to the big dock right here. We're going to lose a whole bunch of supplies left in the spot where we defeated, and then we're going to start our next round trying to build up our resources in an effort to build up our crew again, go back out there and sail and hunt down these cresters and do everything we can to get those victory points. The game is going to continue to play like this over every single round, players working to hunt down the cresters, possibly attacking other players, because piracy is allowed in this game. If another player is starting to take the lead, you are more than welcome to go over there and steal some of their notoriety gaining resources, as long as they haven't managed to cash them in yet. Additionally, players are going to continue to search around and exploring this planet, with one big caveat here, because this game has a whole bunch of built-in expansions right in the base box. The first big expansion built into the base box is the Grand Great White Whale itself. If any player manages to get to 10 notoriety or higher, if you're playing with this expansion, and it's an optional expansion if you do or don't want to do it, but as soon as that happens, the Great White Whale is going to come onto the board, and this one is even meaner than its red younger cousins. And this one is also looking to go out there, hunt down the players, and just take their ships and destroy them. So now we have a little bit of extra fun, extra challenges, and a little bit of extra danger on the board. Not only that, every time you play the game, you have the option of adding in achievements, and these are achievements that all the players can work towards. Some achievements may give extra rewards if you're the first to get them, but everybody can work towards these achievements. Not only that, there's extra rules, different ways to play. If you don't want to hunt down the whales, you can be a naturalist. The whole idea of the naturalist is you are just trying to tag these whales, and if you successfully tag them, and if these whales can stay alive long enough before the other players take these tagged whales and hunt them down, but if you can manage to keep them tagged long enough and have them sailing across while you are protecting them, or while you're actively going against the other players, you're also going to score victory points. This is a wonderful adventure nautical game with a little bit of randomness and a little bit of luck, but it's very much common for the Age of Sail style games that this game is trying to impress upon you and play like, even with a little bit of a sci-fi feel. Now, this game is going to play out over rounds, like I said, until somebody manages to get that notoriety barrier. Once somebody breaks that notoriety barrier, we're going to have that one final round. Most likely, everybody's going to add up the victory points. Whoever has the most amount of victory points is going to be the grand winner of the game of Windward. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed this video series. If you have any comments, questions, make sure you leave them down in the YouTube comments down below. And if you enjoyed this video, click that like button, click that subscribe button. And as always, thanks for watching.